Welcome back to the second half of action here on your Plaquemines Prep Game of the Week. Austin Russell set to kick it away, and he gets a hold of this one, and this is going to be on the field of play. It's a live ball. It's going to be picked up by Alexander all the way back at the 5-yard line. So, coffin corner kickoff. I don't know what you call that, but it worked. So the Panthers will be starting deep in their own territory.
Panthers will start at 1st and 10 from their own 5.
And you're going to have one receiver way out to the far side. Everyone else in tight. Manola pitches it. And he's got some room. Stays on his feet. He's got the first down. This is out to about the 19-yard line.
Each team seems to possess some really tough running backs. Always pick up extra yards after contact.
So 1st and 10, hand it off. Deep man in the back, it's Alexander. Give him a gain of about 2. And we're going to have a timeout as it looks like there is an injured Panther on the field.
And Jason, looking at some of the prep scores coming in, looks like we have Wilkinson County ahead of South Plaquemine with a score of 24-8. I don't know what it's at halftime, I believe.
And it says halftime there. So a tough road trip for the guys from down the road as they're crossing state lines tonight, not too far. They're in Woodville, Mississippi, playing Wilkinson County. But again, 24-0 at halftime, and you'd like to see South Plaquemine. This be 2 straight weeks. We don't want them to get shut out 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah, the Canes are looking for a win, and they need a break or two.
So the other score that kind of surprised me, well, I say this, but judging the opponent, South Terrebonne, who will be our team next week on the Plaquemines Prep Game of the Week, as they'll be here to play Belle Chasse, beating John McDonough 39-0 at halftime. But again, that's kind of a hard thing to gauge because I feel like we've seen McDonough here a lot, and they've always kind of been like your preseason warm-up game for district schedule for Belle Chasse. So South Terrebonne, we don't know too much about them. They're traditionally not that great of a team. They'll be 2-1 now with the win this week, coming into the game against Belle Chasse next week. But I can't imagine that John McDonough is showing them anything like what this Cardinal offense is going to show them in 1 week.
One thing's for certain, South Terrebonne, they'll tear the ankle on after watching the game film on him. He's got 4 touchdowns in the first half and 1 call back as we start the second half.
This is going to be a completion with a block down the field, number 26, into Cardinal territory at the 38. Manola just kind of threw that one up for grabs, but it was caught. And that was
like the quarterback for A&M there. Look one way and throw the ball the other way.
I don't even think he looked the direction he threw it at any point. So into Cardinal territory, 1st and 10. Manola's going to hand it off. Alexander has some blocks, lowers his head. He's got first down yardage as he's to about the 26-yard line.
And Jason, we were talking at halftime. Not that there's no way we want to see Brusly score in one way, but in another way, this gives Enclaude a chance to stay in a ball game. He's got 4 touchdowns. He might break the record tonight.
And Alexander up the middle again, still on his feet. Look at this, they can't get him down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Jason, they must have found out that the ticket winner tonight at halftime was from Brusly. Somebody must be giving him some money because they're coming out charged up.
They said that their number one's having a good night. Let's see what our number one can do. So Alexander again dots the I in the backfield. Gonna try it one more time, and this time he meets Robert Kennedy. And Alexander's actually slow to get up. And Robert Kennedy doing something we've seen him do a lot, and that's stop guys in the backfield. And they used to call that, I guess, during the Bounty Gate, they call those remember me shots. And I guarantee that guy's going to be remembering Robert Kennedy for the next week.
Well, that time the Brusly Panthers didn't block down and try that sweep, and they had, you know, a man-on-man blocking or zone blocking, and Kennedy shot the gap, and he made them pay the price.
Fakes it, and Manola's going to be taken down. And I believe that's Kennedy one more time. That looked like a wrestling maneuver.
This Kennedy is awesome now.
So 3rd down, goal to go. Ball's at the 6-yard line. And I guarantee Manola's thinking twice about whatever play has his number called right now.
And again, you have to look and see which side Kennedy's on, and I think I'd have to run to the other side.
Lined up to the near side of the screen. Just over the left tackle. Manola in the shotgun, and they're going to hand it. And what do you know? There's Robert Kennedy one more time.
You know, at some point,
After
Tom,
3
you
plays,
just have
you'd
to
think they'd
concede.
figure out that
Yeah,
we don't want to run at this guy.
And I mean, they haven't changed their blocking techniques. And Kennedy is just whipping them big time.
So now 4th and goal. Ball just inside the 10-yard line. Four receivers. Fake the handoff. Manola scrambling. Throws a pass, but he throws it to no one in particular. It's going to fall incomplete. It's a turnover on downs, and you've got to give number 13 all the credit in the world on that defensive stop for the Cardinals.
Yeah, he has been really unstoppable, especially against that blocking scheme that Brusly's trying to run against him.
And essentially on 4th down, they tried to double team Kennedy, and it freed Casmy Antoine to apply the pressure, forced Manola to hurry his throw, and force the incompletion. So the Cardinal offense gets the ball back here. They'll be starting from deep in their own territory at the 10-yard line.
Well, let's see if the Anklaw show can continue as he tries to tack on his 5th touchdown of the night.
Hicks sends him in motion. He's going to take it himself. A gain of a couple. So he's about the 13-yard line. And Anclot is actually limping off to the near side.
Well, an injury might be the only thing that's going to stop him tonight.
May just be a cramp of some sort, as trainers are just kind of looking at him. They're not really even offering any assistance. On 2nd down, hand it to Silv up the middle.
And don't look now, but I mean, this quarter's really flying by. Clock is running with 7:50 left in the 3rd quarter.
And if it's a cramp for Anclot, you can understand that, because he's probably run more than any individual on the field tonight. He's been playing defense as well. So 3rd down, just a yard to go for Belle Chasse. Inside of 7.5 to go, 3rd quarter. Cardinals with the 21-point advantage. Hicks takes the snap, going to hand it up the middle. And once he gets out of the pile, he's going to have the first, as the ball's at the 20, and they give it to Robert Kennedy. I guess he hadn't done enough defensively. They had to get him involved on the offense as well.
They just have a plethora of running backs. I mean, Kennedy comes from the defensive side, and he starts running the ball. And that's not to mention Silv, Anclot, Green, Hicks.
You name them, and they're gaining yardage tonight. Line up all the blocks, and look at the hole that opened for Devin Silv. He's going to keep those feet moving. He's going to be right near another 1st down. Looks like he's going to have it as the ball's right at the 30.
And well, I tell you what, he just ran right behind Carson McClellan that time, and they opened up a gapping hole. It looked like a recession in the Brusly defense.
Flag goes down. Silv up the middle, lowers the head, give him about 5. And this one's going to go as a procedure penalty against the Cardinals. So negate the run, back him up 5 yards. It'll be first down, 15 yards to go. Ball will be placed at the 25-yard line. As you see, Enclad trying to get some fluids on the near side, trying to work out the kinks and get back into this game.
Well, the Cardinals just seem to, at this stage, be content to run it right at them in these tight formation sets.
Hicks calls for the football. Handoff up the middle. It's Silv staying on his feet. Gets all that yardage back. And he's only about 2 yards short of a first down as he's out to the 38-yard line.
Well, we've spoken about the Cardinal backs and how hard they've been running, but that Cardinal offensive line is just really starting to take this game over.
And it looks like there's going to be an officials timeout. So we'll take one as well with 5:52 to go. Third quarter, your score, Belle Chasse 42, Brusly 21. We'll come back with more, your Plaquemines Prep Game of the Week after this. And welcome back to the Plaquemines Prep Game of the Week, a second and short yardage situation for the Belle Chasse offense. Hicks in the shotgun, calls for the football, going to hand it off. And it looks like Silv patiently looking for somewhere to go. Stays on his feet, and he's got the first down. Devin Silv.
Great patience running the football. Just an excellent vision, giving time for things to open up.
And those feet just keep moving at all times.
Yeah, so many times you see backs just run into a pile, and then they just stay there. But he has that knack of sliding off. And
he seems to always kind of squirt
picking
out
his
the other
feet
side
up.
of it.
Yeah, laterally.
And reset Silv to the far side. Hicks calls for the football, and quarterback keeper tries to get to the outside, lowers his head, and he's got about 7 yards as he falls forward into Panther territory. They'll spot him inside the Panther 48-yard line. So bring up second down and 4.
Well, the Cardinals have not thrown a pass in the second half as the clock continues to run with 4:33.
Yeah, they've used up the majority of the clock. Remember, this drive started inside the 10-yard line. Hicks is going to hand it to Silv. Now he's got his blocks to get to the outside, follows his block, stays on his feet. Silv down the sideline to the 10, to the 5. Tackled at about the 2. And Devin Silv just stayed on his feet and kept moving.
Cardinals closing in on 50 points here as they get down inside the 5. And you know, Jason, it's amazing. We spoke earlier about Brusly's last visit in the 50s, and there were 50-something, 60 points scored on them down in Buras.
At least they're scoring this time.
And this time they're scoring.
And hand it off, and Robert Kennedy falls forward, and he's into the end zone. So give him some offensive statistics to go with all those tackles for loss. 48-21, 3:53 to go. And an extra point attempt coming.
And And Russell has just been perfect tonight. Hopefully he'll continue that streak as he lines up to get the extra point once again.
Waiting on the snap. There it is. Kick is up. Pressured a little bit, but he gets it through. So 3:53 to go. Third quarter. Belle Chasse extends their lead. The score, Cardinals 49 and Brusly 21. We'll take a break and have more of your Plaquemines Prep Game of the Week after this. And welcome back to the Plaquemines Prep Game of the Week. Austin Russell with the ball teed up, set to kick it away. Russell approaches, steps into it. It's going to be taken down by number 1, Alexander, at about the 5. Goes right up the middle, tries to stay on his feet. He's out to about the 36-yard line before he's taken down.
And we have a Cardinal down. Number 25 made the tackle. It seems to be a bit shaken up on the play, but he's staying out on the field. Nice open field tackle there. And that would be Austin Meza, a junior.
So 1st and 10 for Brusly. Ball at the 36. One receiver and everyone in tight. Run that wing T. Finding some space is number 31, Sam Williams. Gain of about 4 on the play. Actually give him 5 maybe.
And Jason, if Brusly wants to be successful and have some way of stopping Kennedy, they'll have to continue to do that block down, kick out technique, call it an old G scheme or what have you. But if they go man up, Kennedy's going to blitz right through there.
Second down, hand it off, and that's Darian Cobbs. First down yardage as he's out to midfield.
That was a trap play. Left guard pulling to the right side. Picked up sizable yardage on that play. And here comes, looks like Cedric Miller coming back in the ball game, number 95.
First and 10 out of the wing tee, gonna hand it off. And that's Jalen Green. Give him a gain of about 4. This is into Cardinal territory at the 46-yard line before he's taken down there.
That time they had what we used to call a gag, guard and guard. And both guards pull, one kicks out and one leads up in the hole. And they were successful. So they have some something going right now, the Panthers do.
Second down. This time they're gonna hand it off, and it's Alexander. He's got the first down inside the 40. And the Panthers on the move again, but you know, if they're just going to have to run up the middle, this is probably not going to amount to much of a comeback as they're down 28 right now.
And there you see number 1, Terry Anklod, being worked on the sidelines, and that's unfortunate because I think he had a chance to score 6 or 7 touchdowns here tonight.
Pitch it back to Green, and this time he's met and thrown backwards. And wouldn't you know, you see a 13 right in his way. And that's definitely been an unlucky number for this Panther offense tonight. As Kennedy looks a little winded as he walks back to the huddle.
And rightfully so. He's just, he runs on offense now. He's running on defense.
Going to hand it off, and this time Alexander's going to be taken down. Looks like, again, Robert Kennedy on the stop.
It's going to be interesting to see if Brusly stays with this, this blocking scheme that's been successful by pulling the guards and blocking down. Or if they go back to just trying to man up, base blocking.
So third down, long yardage. Quarterback throws a pass, but it's over the outstretched hands of Quanston Atkins. And They've actually switched quarterbacks, but not names. This is Connor Manola in the game for Blake Manola. So
That'll make it 4th down for the Panthers.
Well, they went for it on a 4th down with 105 left right before half, and there's 105 left before the third quarter comes to an end, so I would assume that they'll be going for it.
sure looks like it as the younger Manola comes back into the game. 4 receivers, 1 back. Alexander in the formation. Manola calls for the football, drops back, runs away, throws it up for grabs. It's going to be caught, but it's going to be, depending on the spot, it looks like he's going to be just short of the first down. And this kind of is based on the spot. The spot on the other side of the field looks much more generous than what was spotted on the near side.
And it looks like they'll be calling for the chain gang. 33 seconds left before the third quarter comes to a close, and the Panthers desperately need to keep possession.
Now, I can see Carl doing good work to make sure there's no links kinked up in that chain as they measure for this first down. Big measurement here, and they're going to be short. So Belle Chasse gets it back on the turnover. Credit that Cardinal defense. Stiffened up when it mattered.
And it's amazing, Brusly, with their offensive attack, comes from a district that runs the football. Parkview Baptist is what you would call a running team. They run the wishbone, flexbone, and they've been very, very successful in the state playoffs. And, of course, you got University High. And if you'll notice, most teams follow a pattern in particular districts. If one team or the successful team runs the ball, then everybody else runs the ball. Now, Belle Chasse is a spread, and most of the teams in the districts run a spread offenses.
So Hicks in the shotgun, calls for the football, going to hand it off. And Silv tries to get away from some tackles, but he's got nowhere to go. He's going to lose some yardage. Number 81, Joshua Oob on the stop.
And it looks like that will be the last play of the half with the score, the third quarter rather, with the score 49-21 in favor of the Belle Chasse Cardinals over the Brusly Panthers.
And it looks like you're correct. So we've reached the end of the third. Like Coach said, the score, Cardinals 49, Panthers 21. We'll step away and come back with fourth quarter action on your Plaquemines Prep Game of the Week right after this.